much higher. Well, not much higher, but higher enough, at least almost double in mineral count, and then even more gas. So we've got more drones coming in right now. So this is most definitely a good situation. He's got an overseer here. Going to check out, probably to snipe down the observer, possibly to kill any Dark Templars. Might be considering. And here's another thing. This has been a relatively recent development, though I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner. He's making a sort of creep highway. Now, when you get layer tech, actually, Zerg can get their overlords to drop creep on the ground, and it's really good for doing multiple different things. He's going to do a little bit of poking at the walls to see what's going on. But it's a really good way to stop an expansion, if you will. I know there's a term for it, but it's completely escaping me right now. So the Zerglings here, going to get spotted by this army. Let's see how much damage. Oh, there's a Colossus, and yeah, not much accomplished there either. But we still have a large army of roaches showing up, and the creep highway is getting more sophisticated. It's getting longer. Now, the reason why people get a creep highway is multiple-fold, is that you can move spine crawlers, though he's not... Oh, no, that's a spire. So we got spire tech coming up. We've got an Evo chamber. Let's see what's in production here. So we got, yeah, 6 more roaches in production and another Colossus for Hasuobs. So Haypro is still in a good spot. I think he's probably going to move into Hydralisks after he gets these Mutalisks up and running. So here we go. We've got a second hatchery because this queen will have enough energy to maintain a constant larva spawn on both of these, and she doesn't really need to creep tumor down here. So this is going to be a very good position for increased production. It's happening more and more often now because sometimes it's a little hard to expand, but you need to increase the production of larvae, and queen can take on 2 hatcheries. So that is going to really up his production rate, which is great. As you can see, we've already got a very nice army here, and Hasuobs also with a fairly nice army. Keep in mind, it's smaller, but Protoss units always are usually smaller in number. But we have 2 Colossi here. That is going to do a lot of damage on these Zerglings, but these Roaches should be able to take a hit. So what do we got here to even the odds? Well, Immortals do a lot of damage to Roaches, but there's only 2 of them. And we've got 3 sentries. Now, as we saw earlier, the sentries can very quickly even the odds of a battle when the numbers are not in their favor. And we've also got more sentries coming out. We've got Zealots, you know, the typical bread and butter, but they have not gotten their charge ability yet, which could be an issue if we end up with some Hydralisks very soon. But no, we've got Mutalisks. Mutalisks are a very interesting unit. They are a classic, but they have a very good hit-and-run type build, for those who don't know. But then again, you probably know a little bit about StarCraft if you're watching a StarCraft commentary like this. And there's going to be 2 cannons here to meet these Mutalisks if they go to harass the mineral line, which could be dangerous. They will take a lot of damage. They might be able to handle it, but he decides it's not worth the risk, or he decides to go get the other Mutalisk before he pushes out. So I'm interested to see. We got the extended thermal lance. Hasuobs is getting the extended thermal lance going. Very nice. We've got another Mutalisk and more roaches on the way. A very deadly roach army, especially if he can cause this economic harassment. He's already so far ahead in economy. This is going to, if he can get this, if he can get a decent amount of damage here. But here's the Stalkers. He's going to have to get away here. He is not going to be able to get any economic harassment. Maybe he can go around and get it, but no, he is ready with the Stalkers here. If Haypro can get down here to the expansion and do a bit of damage here, because there is no cannons guarding the mineral line, can he do it? Will he do it? Will the Stalkers get there before he can? Or, let's see, there's the first Stalker. Can the Mutalisk... Oh, here comes some cannons, but a bit too late. Will he be able to position this? He is deciding not to. But this army's moving out. Where is he going to go? Oh, man, a third hatchery... Or, sorry, a third expansion, and a 4th expansion. I didn't even see this one. Oh, my. So we are going to see a huge economic boom for Haypro here. A lot of economic upturn for him, and that is going to mean a lot. Now, that is a very scary army. If he can take out this expansion, that will be a huge blow, because Yellow minerals are much, much more valuable than regular expansions, but we've got 4 spine crawlers here, which are nothing to shake a stick at, and we've got this army right here, so as soon as he sees this, he can head down, right down. There we go. But the Stalkers and the Immortals are going to do extra damage against roaches, which is very deadly, but hopefully the sheer amount of roaches here will be able to... Yes, we're going to see Hasuobs fended off a little bit. But that Guardian Shield, yeah, there you go. Another Sentry Marvel. These things are freaking ridiculous, man. They do so much to even the odds of a battle. You see how many roaches he had? That could have demolished this army if he had gotten in position, but those sentries were right on the bar, and they caught him. But he's going to move forward since the force field's down, but Hasuobs can see it. As far as tech goes, we've got 2 Evo chambers, neither of which are actually training anything, which is interesting. But he decides to not push this, and he's going to go back and... Oh, what is that? An untextured doodad. Cool. Alright, so what is he going to do with this army? That is a deadly ball. As you can see, we've got a Corruptor in here. That is to do tons of damage versus these Colossus. They are massive, and if you can see here, I'm not sure how good the thing on YouTube is going to be, but their attacks do +10 to massive, which is nearly double what they normally do. This is a lot of damage. This is a very large force. This is very deadly, but we've also got Hasuobs has his observer here to take a look. And we've got more Corruptors, so those Colossi are in big trouble because not only is there not many Zerglings left, so these Roaches will definitely be able to take many hits from them, but we've also got Corruptors here just to add on. So what is Hasuobs going to make about this? So he's got his Forge, and I see he's already trained +1 weapons, and this expansion is mined out, or his main is mined out, I should say. The Twilight Council going up, and another Gateway, which is not surprising because over the course of a match with a Protoss, especially if you're going with Warp Gate technology, you basically keep making gateways as much as you can afford to keep them going anyway. So Twilight Council is up. What is he going to do with that? Let's see what we've got down here. We've got a very busy expansion. Lots of stuff going in, but this gas is not being tapped at all, interestingly enough. And there is his army, but can that army take on this? Well, it looks like we might be finding out in just a second. Oh, there you go. Observer is down. Alrighty. As you can see, rich mineral expansion. This is huge. Look at the economic difference. Double for Haypro. That is huge. Very huge. And as you can see, this is already being groomed up, and they're going to take out this rubble pile. What does that mean? Well, that means another expansion for Haypro, and he is already up not 1, but 2 expansions over Hasuobs. His army's much larger, much deadlier. That is a lot of roaches, and with that air support, those Colossi are not going to be able to make a dent. The only thing I could think of that might save Hasuobs in this situation, even with Stalker Immortal, which is good against roaches, but not that good, is that somehow he can use these sentries to use the force field ability and keep these roaches divided in some sort of way so that we have less problems. But we got High Templar coming up. These could do a decent amount of damage with their Psionic Storm against the roaches, but I'm not sure how many, but that's a lot of Psi Storms. You might be able to see something really cool happen. It depends all on the micro, right? So we've got a very nice ball here, though. Just to say, that is a lot of roaches, but also that ball will not go down easy. Especially in this choke here, because roaches in the choke like this could be very well overcome by the sentries here, and you could see a lot of damage done